Okay, and I'm glad that on that note that's how we're starting this podcast today. We do not have a countdown. We are
Oh, wait, hold
live.
on, live?
Yes, we're live.
Oh, okay. Hello!
We just raw dog in the broadcast.
Wait, where'd
Listen,
Brandon go? Did Brandon
it's
drop off again?
he'll be back. He had to go fight the Mossad. You know.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they're hunting him down right now.
Yeah.
Damn Assad.
Nah, dude, you gotta start it over. You know, like.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, there you go. All right, now stop fucking with the music. Jesus. All right, all right, all right. We got the bullshit out the way. All right. Let's get fucking serious. Christ score. No, I'm kidding. That's the number one topic of the day today. Christ score. have you repented for your sins? All right, all right. Let's get it all out the way now. Eric, how you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, Chris, how you doing?
Very true.
Chopping off the body.
Cat.
That could be taken one of two ways.
It never fails.
Yeah. It never has to
Right
be
there,
taken
right.
anyway. All right, it just
Right
has to
there.
be taken to the morgue. So, Slender, how you doing? All right, Tommy, I see you liking in. Get the fuck in here. I see you just got home. I see you liking. Let's get the fuck in here, all right? Alex, what you doing? What's up? How you doing? Alex, what do you mean? Andy, not Alex. You're not Alex.
What the
A lot
fuck?
of people actually do call me Alex, which is weird.
Andy, how you doing, bud? You know, with Andy on the show tonight, you know something's good. You know,
Oh shit!
you know we are going to be talking about some shit if Andy's on the show because Andy only comes on the good shows. He's Andy's figured out the pattern. He's like, oh, Jews
have a
aren't the
cultural
top of the
based
news
file.
today. Get me in here right now.
It's about to get racial.
It's a dude. By the end of the days, every topic that we talk about tonight will end in "It's Israel's fault." Just wait for Brandon to get here.
Carmelo Anthony went to jail because of Israel.
Yes. So for the record, guys, by the way, we are going to be talking about Carmelo Anthony, and no, this is not a basketball podcast. I understand the Knicks are in the playoffs and they're winning and they're in the finals and shit. This is not a basketball. But I will say
The
this:
basketball.
the Spurs ain't coming back after that, dude. That was disgusting, bro. Historical fucking bag drop right there, bro. But I digress.
Basketball people.
We got to talk about the number one news story of the day, which ironically is not us bombing Iran. We'll talk about that later.
I was about to say that.
We had a verdict in the Carmelo Anthony trial that has absolutely fucking raped my Facebook and all my social media, so I'm sure it's been the same for all of you because algorithms are pretty matching.
Because there's too many smooth brains in the world.
Yeah. So I have a readout, an incredibly detailed readout of this situation. So I decided a video was
Okay. Okay,
okay, hold on.
No,
Let me
no, well.
fucking, there you go. I decided a video wasn't gonna be good enough for this situation because we're gonna want to pause that video a bunch of times. So I figured get a good readout, narrate the story as best as I can, let the panel interrupt me as they see fit. So in this situation, I am going to allow the panel to interrupt me as they see fit so that they can debate the facts. We don't have a lot of topics for today because I really wanted to dive into the Carmelo thing because it's a hot topic. So, I guess with that, we should probably, begin with the actual situation. I'm gonna spare the details on who Mello and Austin were. I'm gonna give like a good readout or like a good small readout of them because we kind of already know who they are. But we're basically talking about two kids. Austin Metcalf's gonna be a football player. I think 6'1", 210, almost a 4.0 GPA. Went to the school that this all happened at. And we're going to be talking about Carmelo Anthony, who's 5'8", I think 190. Okay, so 5'11", 165, you said? Okay, so then I got to correct this over here because they give me 190 over here. 165. Okay, so I'm good with that. 165.
4.0 GPA.
And he also, I was just about to say that he was also at a 4.0. These guys are both track and field athletes. They're both football players. You know, they're both pretty decent kids before, you know, we get into the situation, all right? So we're talking about two 17-year-olds. Mind you, okay? Like I just had, correct me where you guys think are needing correcting, because we're going off of, you know, what I was able to piece together. So the stabbing that we're going to talk about today occurred at a place called David Coy Kendall Stadium. That is an incredibly shitty name, Coy Kendall. But David Coy Kendall Stadium on Memorial High, in the Memorial High School campus. This is about like 10A. One of the wealthiest and most politically conservative counties is where this is happening. And right now we're in Frisco, Texas. Okay? Keep that in mind. It's gonna come into play later. We're in like a super fucking red area. They were hosting a high school track meet. It was a championship event. It involved multiple schools in the area. What's up, Pops?
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
During this trap meet, the weather gets crazy. It starts to rain pretty decently. The altercation started when the track and field championship event gets delayed due to thunderstorms and heavy downpours.
Is this Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, this is Mello. We're starting with Mello. Everybody gets on a postpone. They all start running towards tents to get out the rain. The team had to leave a dugout. The Carmelo's team had to leave a dugout. They didn't have a tent. Carmelo's team didn't have a tent. So Carmelo's team just kind of fit in where they could fit in. That at some point the rain mostly dies down. Team went out on the field to warm up, but then it started to pick back up again. So there was a second scramble. The second scramble is where everything starts to happen. Witnesses told police that students were huddled under the Memorial High School tent to avoid the rain, when Austin told Carmelo to leave that tent because it was reserved for his school, and Carmelo wasn't a part of his school. He was a part of a rival school. Here's what the evidence lays out, because this is where everybody starts to have arguments about what happens, but I'm going based off of what, you know, Court Docs was able to summarize. Anthony walked over to the Memorial tent, which was crowded with students from Memorial Austin School. He apparently recognized someone that he knew near the tent and entered it to get out of the rain. He was not supposed to be there. It was the tent of a rival school. Hunter and Austin told Austin's brother Hunter. Hunter and Austin told Anthony, excuse me. Anthony and Austin told, you know, Buddy to get out. Buddy didn't want to leave. An argument starts to happen, and it's an altercation as they call it. During that argument, Austin doesn't want to leave. He reaches into a bag. He says, "Touch me and see what happens." Austin pushes him. Or, or
Oh, I just realized my microphone is muted on this my stream.
thank God,
You said
because I was like,
before,
where the fuck are you?
No, I just unmuted my mic
Oh, okay.
while I was
Okay.
listening to you talk. But shit. That just kind of threw me off a bit there.
I'm gonna tell you something. If the situation was in reverse, we wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get to that. I'm just kind of like setting the table right now. I'm kind of setting the table.
You said
so
you
we
got the full trial transcript?
I've got. I can't say that I got the full. I got what I could.
I was
get.
gonna say because I don't. That was never released.
No, I got what I could get because a lot of these guys are minors.
Are you
There's not-
following reporters that were in the actual courtroom?
So my sources for
'Cause
this
I
right,
am.
yeah, my sources for this right now are a couple of court reporters, CBS, NBC,
I
and
I don't
that's
trust. Yeah, I follow independent journalists.
yeah, I get that. That's why I got the couple of court reporters. But again, information for this to set this up the way I wanted to set up. A lot of information for this because of the minors. I had to go digging in other places to get this narrative cleanly. So that's why I'm kind of depending on the panel consensus to add or subtract to where it needs to be. Because again, yeah, I'm working through like 4 or 5 different sources to piece this kind of thing together. I worked a little bit to kind of dial this shit in, but like again, I am working on based on limited resources. It's because of the minors. There's not a lot out right now that we can get. I'm sure at some point, by the way, I'm sure at some point they do end up at least redacting what they can redact to give you guys court docs. I'm not sure how that works, but as of right now, yeah, no, it's very fucking difficult to find good info. You got to go through people that got there, so like the journalists that were there covering the story, and then at the MSM that you can fucking trust, which is very hard. So that's why I got this podcast to kind of gather it too. What's up, Tommy? How you doing?
Good to see you again, Monkey.
So, during the argument that ensued, Anthony says, "Touch me and see what happens," while he's reaching into his bag. Austin pushes Anthony out of the tent because he shouldn't be there, and Anthony's being a dick. Anthony takes a knife out of his bag and stabs Austin once in the chest, and then runs away. Mind you, like 21 people see this, so like there's 21 witnesses. There's a tent full of fucking kids. There's a lot of shit going on.
They're making a big deal out of the fact that it was a regular sized knife and legal.
While some witnesses said Metcalf gave a hard two-handed punch to Anthony before the stabbing, others said it was one-handed jab or a tap. The 160-year-old linebacker said he told Carmelo Anthony to get out the tent, recalled Anthony saying, "Touch me and see what happens." He said that statement by Anthony was directed at Austin. He said Anthony challenged Metcalf to a fist fight. Metcalf said, "I'm not going to fight at the track meet." This is coming from one of the witnesses, one of the kids that was there. One team recalled Anthony telling Austin, "Touch me and find out," described both teenagers as angry, though he characterized Anthony as the one provoking the situation. He said Austin eventually pushed Anthony, which Anthony pulled a knife from his backpack and stabbed him in the chest. Austin grabbed Anthony and told him to move, and Anthony pulled out what a witness recalled as a black knife and stabbed him once in the chest. So these are all witness statements.
Yes.
It was a single stabbing. It perfect placement. After being stabbed, Metcalf ran down the bleachers, grabbing his chest, and told those around him to get help. When police arrived, he was not conscious or breathing, and athletic trainers were performing chest compressions on him. Despite life-saving efforts, Austin died from his injuries. Austin was pronounced dead minutes after arriving at the hospital. Meanwhile, Anthony had fled the scene on foot. Video from a camera shows Anthony being chased while running near the edge of the stadium, and he put his hands up in the air before two uniformed police officers handcuffed him. When Anthony said to police in those first few minutes is among the most analyzed and debated evidence in the entire case. According to a responding officer, Anthony first said, "I was protecting myself," and was emotional and crying hysterically after he was arrested. The officer then communicated to others that had Anthony in custody, to which he responded, "I'm not an alleged, I did it." As he was being escorted to the police car, Anthony reportedly said, "He put his hands on me and I told him not to." So the reason why this is significant is Anthony's already basically saying, like, I stabbed the kid.
Yeah. Right.
Anthony was charged with murder and transported to Collin County Jail. He was charged as an adult, since under the Texas criminal justice system, defendants age 17 and older are prosecuted as adults. This was not a discretionary decision by prosecutors. It is mandatory under Texas law. That is very important, because I've seen a lot of people online try to believe otherwise. But does not matter what race the kid is. If the kid's 17, he's getting tried as an adult, and that's a mandatory Texas law.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is with that is, like, he would have got charged with manslaughter, but the fact that he said, if you do that, do it again and see what happens.
No, it's not do it again.
So
He
touch
did
me and
it.
see what happens.
He said, "Touch me and see what happens,"
Right.
which
The
is
fact
which
that he
is a
said that
yeah.
makes it a murder charge now instead of a manslaughter charge.
I agree. That I feel like that's the death nail.
Yes.
Well, at
Can I,
the end of the
can-
day, at the end of the day, yeah, Monkey, you're correct. Like in the eyes of the law, it is, but you can't, like if dude slapped him first, put his hands on him, or well, I'm sorry, I realized that
Push.
I said that wrong.
He pushed him. He pushed him.
That's
But
After-
he
what-
put,
first
he,
contact.
put his,
After-
he put his hands on him.
After Anthony
can I-
told
can
him
I-
multiple
Yes.
times, "Touch me and see what happens."
Yeah,
that
and
is
So I have to ask
Andy,
you,
yes,
like,
you can.
like
Wait.
For
because
for
Anthony could
clarity,
have just
hold
left,
on,
because
hold
this was a place he was not supposed to
All right.
be in to begin with.
Hold on, cause I'm gonna do a little housekeeping here. Let me get Andy go
For clarity-
first. Hold on, Brandon. Andy go first.
Okay.
Brandon second. Slender third, and then we'll go.
yeah.
Andy.
All right. So there's certain a lot of aspects of the situation that some people are purposely taking to make this to something it's not. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to appear on this podcast today. Because first off, let's start with the most obvious. This incident, by no means, is actually a racially motivated incident. It just so happens that the two people involved in said incident happen to be of different races. There's a lot of people acting like, oh, this is gonna be what's gonna set off like the race war. Blah, 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 blah. I mean,
The
there's a lot of
boogaloo.
people who are trying to push push these narratives that, oh, this is just this black dude and he's just looking for trouble, and then Austin is a sweet innocent little white boy that didn't do anything wrong. Let's keep it a bit. If Austin Metcalf didn't get stabbed, it just would have been like, oh, this guy was being a dick. Let's say instead of like stabbing Austin, he just punched Buddy in her face and then ran.
That would have been fine.
That would have been exactly. That would have been just fine. But here's where Austin fucked up. Here's where Carmelo fucked up. Now, in your own defense or not, it doesn't matter if you're brandishing a weapon. Once you've made it clear that you're willing to escalate the force, you have to take that opportunity to remove yourself from the situation. If you make no effort to remove yourself from the situation, even after you felt the need to pull that weapon out, you're 100% in the wrong. This is literally why Chud the Builder is in jail right now. This is literally why he's in jail right now. He
Glad
thought
you said
he
that.
went and he started
Yeah,
some
we
shit.
tried to do this already.
I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
that's a
You know
little
what I'm saying?
different as well because he did try to disengage, but we will get to that once that trial happens and more comes out about that because Fox did re-engage the incident on that. Chud disengaged and was walking away. Fox was the one
engagement-
that came back to him.
listen, engagement or not, he still brought a fucking gun to a goddamn courthouse.
That doesn't matter.
No, that actually matters. You're not allowed to have a gun.
No, he didn't have the gun in the courthouse.
He had
Where
the
was
gun on the court property. You
Where was
can't
the-
have a
where was
gun
the
on court
in-
property.
Was the gun in his car?
No, it was
Where
on
was
his person.
Well, but he was on the
And then when he
sidewalk.
got
and that's
arrested,
public
and then when he
property.
got
It was
arrested,
sidewalk.
he said,
Was
Listen.
it on court property?
"You're still
No.
on court property, dude." That's why he got caught at HD in 12 different goddamn angles, and that's why he in jail right now. No bond, no nothing.
All right, let's go back to Carmelo. We'll talk about that case later.
All right. Anyways, so to finish what I was saying before, all right. Now, like I said,
Can nobody hear me or something?
I can hear you.
Who is that?
Not until just now.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Slender, here's the deal. Bro, what Andrew's saying is 100% correct. Like, look, as somebody who has been arrested for having a gun on the property of something like a hospital,
That's
Like,
another case.
not even on me, just on the property of the hospital.
That's another case.
Like, yeah, you can get arrested for that.
All right, we'll get to the Chud the Builder case another time. Let's finish the Carmelo case.
I want to
All
litigate
right.
Chud.
So
I
let
want to
me get
litigate
back-
Chud the
let me
Builder
get-
so
all right,
bad, but
let me
let's
get
do
back to my
Carmelo.
point then. Let me get back to my point then. All right. Throughout that
No,
entire
but
incident-
let's get something clear though. Chud the Builder literally said the day before. Chud the Builder literally said the day before he was going to murder somebody.
Listen,
He was going to murder
It's
somebody.
not-
the
it's
day
not
listen.
after.
looking
We
good, yeah.
will
It's not
we
looking
will
good for Chud.
litigate Chud the Builder later tonight.
All right, listen. I'm
let's
only
do
going to
this
half
first.
acknowledge that because in course of the Carmelo case, because like you said, you just said earlier, he said
And
straight
wait,
up,
let's get
touch
something
me
on.
and see-
I don't mean to stop
wait,
you,
wait,
but
wait. Let me
Andy
just
finish,
let
let
me
Andy
just
finish.
okay. Yeah.
All right, because he said, "Touch me and see what happens." That constitutes
Yeah.
A, a credible threat, and B, intent. You are intending that. If person does A,
I'm not going to deny what you're saying. You're absolutely correct. It's a completely different situation. It's comparing fucking.
well, that does well. Like I said, you gotta let me finish though.
Let the
It's
man
like every time
talk.
I try to like go into like you know what I'm saying. So like I said,
Go ahead.
had he not went, mind you, personally, like when I first said when the whole situation started off, he should have just left. If he had
Yeah.
just left, none of this would have happened. All right. So when it comes to things like self-defense, stand your ground, whatever, your first option, the first thing you're supposed to be trying to do is to leave. All right. Now, at the wrong time to get the attention of them boys. And mind you, like I said, this ain't about race. This is about like school spirit and shit. All right. I went to a school had a very bitter rivalry with another school. And let's say we were in that situation, one of these motherfuckers went and popped up in our space, I would be like, hey yo, get the fuck out of here. All right. You know what I mean? All right.
He's right, but he's right 100%. 100% right. Like
No.
to put that
but
in
what-
an NFL standard, you don't see like in a football game the Jets share shit with the Dolphins. You can't
Oh
expect
God!
the
It
Jet
always goes back to the fucking.
you can't
goes back to the Jets.
well good.
Fuck
You
the
can't
Jets.
expect the Jet player to go sit on the Dolphins bench even if it's fucking raining. I don't care if there's a hurricane. That they don't fraternize. You go to your team, we go to their team, and that's it.
Yeah, it's not about they didn't want him because he was black. Because Austin Metcalf had plenty of black friends on his team who were very sad
Which
to
is
see him
true.
hurt.
Which is true.
So
Which is true.
he
And
didn't-
remember,
he wasn't
his
hating on
dad-
him.
All right, just remember when this shit happened and they first interviewed his dad at all the cameras and shit, he was like, listen, this shit was not about race. Let's not make this a race thing. We're not gonna let this like blow out of hand and become like the catalyst for a race war. People are gonna try to use this to push their own fucking agendas.
Yeah.
And as long as no one's
Yeah.
trying to do that, you know what I mean? Or just paint this kid down. They were both good kids that just got into a bad situation.
Look, it doesn't make
Any one of us, if we were in either of their shoes, we probably would have done the same fucking thing. Now, stabbing someone, maybe not. But at least trying to
Right.
stand your ground and shit, most definitely.
To add
Yeah.
to that, before I get to Brandon, a big point that I'm going to make in this podcast 1,001 times, so get ready for it now. Make America run hands again.
Legal disclaimer.
No, make America run hands again. Make America
Listen,
run
yeah.
fucking hands again. Because you know what would have happened? You know what would have happened if Carmelo wasn't a pussy and ran hands? Or Austin wasn't a pussy and ran hands? Or these kids weren't bitch made? Nothing. They would have ran hands. Somebody would have went home with a black eye, cried to their mommy, and then lived to see tomorrow. Motherfuckers need to get to running hands again.
The other
Oh,
thing
okay.
is,
I
Hey,
ran
look.
hands. Listen, I ran hands the other
Hey,
day.
the guy would have been fine.
Hey,
if he
monkey.
stabbed him anywhere but the fucking chest. Why you gotta stab a bitch in the chest, bro?
The answer
nobody
is
know,
simple,
bro.
Rick.
Stab him, period.
Rick,
Why stab him,
Rick,
period?
Rick,
Stop bringing
Rick.
weapons.
Hold on, guys. Rick, the answer is very simple. What happened when the guy broke in through the skylight and fell on the knife block in someone's kitchen?
Well, that's
They got sued. Just like, why do police shoot to kill? Because somebody who's living will sue you.
Yeah.
But I guarantee that was not his thought process because, well,
better to get
You know-
sued than to get a fucking 17-year.
yeah, but at the end of the day, the thought process behind the specific person was not, okay, I'm going to defend myself. It was
Let's be
literally, I want to show how gangster I am.
No.
Now,
Let's
what it comes down
keep it.
to-
Let's keep it 100%. Let's keep it a buck. Let's be for real. Put yourself in the
No,
position.
We're
The
being
reason
for real.
he stabbed in
Because
the
I can
chest is because that center mass, and I guarantee goddamn to you, he wasn't aiming for no fucking heart. He wasn't trying to kill this fucking kid. He just wanted to hurt him.
Yeah, but the point is,
Could've hurt
cool.
it, but it's not
That's
gonna stop,
hey,
bro.
look, that is all well and good. But if you're going to stab someone in the chest and your intent is not to kill them, guess what? You're still getting sued, and you're probably going to end up going to jail.
I don't think
Um,
in that moment Carmelo Anthony really thought he was doing anything wrong.
No, most likely not. But the fact that he said out loud what he said. Now, here's the thing, dude. Like, what it comes down to, given the situation, bro, like, if Carmelo Anthony said to the man, hey, look, if you touch me again, something bad's going to happen to you, that should have been enough to de-escalate the situation. But the thing is, human beings are stupid. They always want to prove who has the bigger dick. But like, at the end of the day, he did what he did. He killed the person. But like Andrew said, he should have tried to walk away. Therefore, in the eyes of the law, he's guilty no matter what. No
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah, it doesn't make the kid any less dead. The reality is the kid is dead. You know, they could have killed each other doing wrestling moves. It doesn't matter that there was a weapon. The point is that it was fucked from the beginning. You know?
Well, here's the
Well,
thing, like,
All this could have been solved by a fucking good old fashioned fade, bro.
yeah, but the problem is
We
this,
still
like,
killed
look,
each other.
It wasn't even
hey,
necessary.
I'm a
It could've
prime
just been solved by
example
just walking
of
away.
this situation. You can tell me you want to fight me all
I'll
day.
answer that in a question, Cylinder.
You can tell me you want
I
to
got
fight
some
me all
things
day.
to say.
You can beat my ass all day. But do I want you to beat my ass? No.
Pause.
And the thing is, I'm still going to say what I'm going to say. I'm still going to say what I'm going to say. And I'm going to be right at the end of the day because I want to be right and happy any day. If you
Yeah.
want to hurt me for that, no, I'm going to fucking kill you.
I got
just
a
gonna kill
couple
you.
things to say too. Whenever you finish.
Go ahead,
Like,
Chris.
I'm going to pull my gun on you and shoot you because guess what? I'm not going to risk an injury of any sort that could ever, and this is the key seller here, dude, that could ever have me sipping milk or like milkshakes through a straw for 6 weeks. Like, I swear to God, I'll kill somebody before that.
Right.
I will.
Okay.
It really depends.
Hang
It
on,
really
hang on.
depends.
Mind if I say
That
something real-
mindset is just so
I
confusing
got
to
a
me.
buddy that actually.
Oh yeah, I know it is because you don't understand what it's
all
like
right.
to
We
sip
got
milkshake through a
500
straw for
fucking
6
people
weeks.
talking at once. Let's
All right,
like
hold
get it
on.
in order
I
here.
gotta
No, I
say
did.
something real quick. Hold on, I actually.
Monkey.
No,
The
Brandon,
reason
wait.
why you don't understand.
Let fucking Eric talk. Hold on.
No, I'm done. He's muted. I'm fucking done because I'm tired.
Oh,
of it.
go, Eric, go.
All right, so I was gonna keep my mouth shut on this, but then Brandon brought up a point that, in my personal opinion, no offense, Brandon, kind of make you sound like a pussy. In my personal opinion, if you'd rather shoot someone in the face than get punched in the face, I mean, that just tells me you're a bitch. I mean, if you can't get punched in the fucking face, you're a fucking bitch.
No, because I didn't get punched in the face. I got hit in the
straight
face
the
with
fuck up.
driver.
That's honestly the problem nowadays with people, and I'm not just saying this.
No, once again,
Brandon,
they hit me in the face with a
Brandon,
driver. Monkey
shut
no.
up.
Monkey no.
Like, this is the reason
Monkey,
why
no.
you get muted. And like, seriously, like, the problem with kids and the problem with adults nowadays is they just are so fucking sensitive and like just want to just jump the gun and immediately want to either use a weapon, do whatever the fuck it is. And I miss back in the 90s where it's like, oh, you want to talk shit? Okay, bop. Like, get them right in the fucking clock them right in the fucking jaw. Take away their ability to talk for about 6 to 8 weeks. They'll learn from that.
Talk shit, get hit.
Yeah, once again, Eric, here's the
Well,
problem.
You
Once
could say
again,
that,
Eric,
but if
here's
you're
the
going to hit someone for
Slender, shut
just
up.
saying something,
Eric,
that's also
here's the
pussy to
problem.
me.
You said punch someone in the face, Eric.
Yes.
This person did. Hold on. I was not talking shit to this person. Nothing of the sort. All I did was ask for my cell phone back.
Oh.
Now, hold on. They didn't rob me.
Carmelo Anthony situation.
Hold on. They did not rob me. They literally asked to use my phone, and I said, "Hey, dude, I have to leave. Can I get my phone back?" So they hit me in the face with a driver.
That's
Okay,
what.
see that.
That's different.
Yeah, that's a different
Yeah,
situation.
it's like, you see what
And I
I'm
think-
saying? That's a completely different situation.
Yeah, that's different.
Now,
That's a
but
weapon.
here's the thing, though. As a person
Because of
looking
that situation,
object,
you're going to now just shoot people instead of anything.
Well, if they have a
absolutely.
weapon, I think it is justified. And a driver.
I mean,
Absolutely,
having a weapon
I
is,
would-
is different.
Hey, look, let's get real here, Slender. I would jerk off to the fact that I did that
Okay. I think
if they had a weapon.
You know,
All right. I
like,
think
Can I,
that
can
might
I
be,
say something regarding the Mello case?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, oh wait, I didn't even say my piece. I'm sorry, Chris. Let me say my one piece real quick, and then I'll let you talk. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
In regards to this whole Carmelo and Austin case, I mean, this is just a heated situation that was going on between two rival schools. It shouldn't have gone to the point where dude pulled out a knife and stabbed him directly in the chest. I mean, shit, I can't even keep count of the amount of fights I got into when I was in high school. But like, there shouldn't have even been a weapon there to begin with. Like that kid's entire life is going to be gone. Even if he is somehow able to appeal it, it's still done. No one's going to want to be around him. No one's going to trust being around him. No one's going to trust working around him because
I don't think an appeal is even
this.
going to work from what I heard.
I mean, apparently now I've been reading up some stuff that people are like trying to raise the money for his appeal.
Yeah,
and shit.
but here's the thing.
$600,000 fucking dollars already.
Look, the money's not even the issue. The money's not even the issue. The biggest factor is once it comes out from more of the reporters how he reacted during the trial. He was completely straight-faced through every part of the trial except for the verdict being read and his sentencing is when he cried.
Well, yeah, of course, because he knows he's fucked.
Duh.
Exactly.
Yes,
Well,
but it showed to
hold on,
everybody.
hold on.
It showed
Wait,
to
that's supposed to
everybody
mean something?
that he didn't care about what he did, that he only cared about being punished for it.
Oh, bull fucking shit. Come on, man.
Oh, wait. So let me get
I'm
this straight.
I'm just not ready to say that about a 17-year-old kid that's educated as him, bro.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay,
Monkey.
let's go over what else happened right after. His first thing he ran
before we
away.
move on too
I
much,
mean, that's a
can I
bit more
just say-
I was
understandable.
gonna say, there's
Actually, not
quite a
even,
few serial
not really.
killers.
If it's self-defense.
Well, I was also going to say there's quite a
Yeah.
few serial killers in American history that were known to be very intelligent.
That's right.
Not
Very
what I
nice
mean.
people too.
But the first thing he said to the cops was, "Can this
don't-
be considered self-defense?"
I
Yeah, when
just
you yeah. I'm gonna give you a hard one. When you look at Jeffrey Dahmer right off the bat, do you think he's a serial killer? No. You think he's just a weird? You think he's just a weird gay man, and then you
You got-
find out he likes to eat children.
Yeah, but
I
they didn't
just
cry
don't
about
think this
getting
kid
sentenced
is
or
as-
anything like that.
I just
Yeah,
don't think
look,
this
hey,
kid is as
look.
cold-blooded as you think he is, bro. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
I'm
I
that.
gonna
never
say-
said.
hey,
I'm
what-
not saying he's cold-blooded. I'm
No,
saying
this
he
was a
only
dumb
cares
mistake.
about himself. He doesn't care about what he did. He only cares about that he's getting punished for it.
I
Yeah,
don't think
dude.
that's true.
That's a reach, dude.
I don't think
yeah,
that's
that-
true.
that-
The evidence
brain's
out
not
there and from
developed.
how he acted
you,
in the
you
trial.
have to take into consideration his brain isn't fully developed.
Yeah, I
I mean,
was
you
just
know, your
saying
brain
that.
doesn't
Thank
finish
you.
developing until you're 25. He's not really considering the
That could
consequences
definitely
of his
be a
actions
part
as
of
a
it,
teenager.
but I'm just saying, as of right now, that's going to play in the future if they try. If they try to
yeah,
appeal,
I see what you mean.
they are going to use that
I see what you
against
But
them.
no, it's not that they're trying. To kind of jump ahead. I didn't mean to, but the appeal's going. They're going to appeal. They filed,
yeah,
which
I
is
saw that.
which is kind of obvious because like they're sitting on like more than $500,000 in a fucking give send go. So I mean, that was obvious.
Can I say my part?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll go to Chris, and then if no one else is gonna talk, I'll continue with the. Because dude, we are like not even to the trial yet.
Well, I was just gonna talk about the whole self-defense case that they tried to make for Carmelo Anthony. From the moment that so after the incident happened and he stabbed Austin Metcalf, he ran away, which is not a good look for him for self-defense. There's been many other recent self-defense cases where the people stay put and they don't run away. Him simply running away kind of shows that he didn't even know whether or not what he did was right or wrong. And then even when he got arrested, he made a statement to the police asking them if what he did could be considered self-defense. So he didn't even know 100% within himself if what he did was considered self-defense or not.
I don't think,
now-
I don't think the kid in the moment thought that he was wrong in the action.
Okay, but he wasn't 100% sure if it was legal self-defense.
Yeah,
And that's where I
like-
want to get to. That's where I want to get to. To me, legal self-defense would be, even if someone physically assaults you, you cannot respond to them with a weapon unless you have a credible threat of lethal force against you. And someone simply physically assaulting you isn't enough. It's similar to what we were discussing a couple seconds ago about Brandon getting hit in the face with a tool versus simply getting punched in the face with no tool. If someone is assaulting you with a tool, that can be put as a weapon, which can then, give you, in my opinion, a better case in trial for you to say, I feared for my life because they were attacking me with weapons versus simply just getting shoved around. Because if you're just getting shoved around or even just beaten, I don't think it's justified to use a weapon in response to someone attacking you without a weapon.
Not to
And-
beat that dead horse, but we're gonna find the ultimate answer of that through Chud the Builder.
I would say that
Right.
it depends on the
Are we
specific.
gonna
And
talk
I
about
get-
the dude? Are we gonna talk about the dude in Ireland that got his head almost cut off?
We'll get to that, dude.
Eventually.
Like, can we get
Belfast.
through? That's in
But just to
Ireland.
finish
We're in
off-
America.
Just to finish my my little spiel on self-defense, I just think that I feel bad for Melo that he made such a decision because it's gonna ruin his life, and of course I feel bad that Austin Metcalf is dead because he didn't deserve to die. But he just made the wrong call when it comes to self-defense, and I've noticed that this is kind of a trend. A lot of people seem to not understand when the proper use of force is justified in self-defense situations.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And And that's
Exactly.
just what it comes down to. You know, that's what it comes down to. It has nothing to do with race or anything like that. It just comes down to he didn't know what the proper use of force in self-defense is. Like, if he
What
would have punched Austin and then been like, I punched him in self-defense, that could have been justified, right? But to stab him is to take it a whole nother level to which it didn't need to be taken to.
Yep.
And what else was I gonna say? I was gonna say one last thing. Oh yeah, there was misinformation going around that they had
There's
gung
going
up
to
on
be for
him,
a
that they
while.
were that they were jumping him, that it was like a group of people assaulting Carmelo at the same
I'm
time.
glad that you're
If
addressing this.
if that was the case, although that wasn't the case because that's misinformation, if that was the case, then he would have a better case for self-defense. But those were not the facts. That was misinformation that was going around, which would have given him a better self-defense case if everybody was jumping him at the same time and he had the injuries to prove it. But he did not. You know, the truth of the matter is he just got shoved once or twice by the Metcalfs, and he responded with overwhelming force that was inappropriate to the threat he was facing.
Irresponsible. Yeah.
He got shoved.
irresponsible.
So literally, what happened? This was in multiple witness testimonies. He was pushed once by Austin, and as soon as he was pushed, he responded with the stab.
Yeah, that is
way
the
too far.
consensus, and
Way too
not
far. Way too
not
far.
not to
And by the way,
not to say anything, just
responsible-
to say something that was 21 witnesses, and some of those witnesses were Carmelo's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is, you know, what I've been saying, that's a disproportionate amount of force for the threat you're facing, and that's what makes it wrong. That's why he did not win his self-defense. You know, that's why his self-defense case, or, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, like his narrative didn't hold. It didn't hold water because you're responding with, you know, disproportionate force to the threat that you're facing. It's not appropriate. in other
At
words.
this point of the whole thing, I feel like before we continue, because we're gonna keep pausing through this. This is the section that I should make this comment.
Hey, can I say something when you're done?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I have been, obviously, you know, in this discourse all day, today, yesterday, and there's a prevailing question that is the most annoying fucking question ever. What if Austin just minded his own business? Austin's business was the authority of the tent. The teacher, the teacher, the gym, or the coach, or whoever
coach
that was responsible for those pack of students under that tent put Austin as the authority of the tent. So I need to make this clear. The onus of the person in the situation between Carmelo and Austin, the onus of the person that needs to seek an adult is Carmelo, not Austin. If anybody should have done something different, if any question should have been asked, the prevailing question isn't what if Austin minded his own business, because that was his business. The question is, why wasn't Carmelo seeking an adult?
Yeah, I made a comment like this on a post that I saw where it was, instead of stabbing Austin in the chest, Carmelo should have found a teacher of his own, of his team, and been like, hey, those kids assaulted me. I didn't do anything back, but they assaulted me. They pushed me out of their tent. And then maybe Carmelo would have had a case of his own, you know, being like, oh, these kids unjustly put their hands on me.
Or at the very least, coach would have said, hey, Austin, don't be a dick, let Carmelo, and that would have solved the whole thing.
So I have kind of an answer for the reason why, and a bunch of people have been saying it on social media in general, and it's very stereotypical, of course, but you know, not to try and be that way, but it's from upbringing, and you can even see it with how his parents are responding.
Yeah,
His parents are getting rich on the kid's death.
Hey, yo.
Carmelo's
The way the
parents
mother,
failed him. Yeah.
the way the mother responded, like saying, "What are we supposed to do? we can't defend ourselves, and we can't go to anybody. Like, no, bro,
Yeah.
that's not the way it is.
Well, it goes back to what I was saying. It seems there's a lot of people who have a misunderstanding about what self-defense is, when it's appropriate. You know, like, you don't respond to a shove with a stab, you know? Like,
And people who own weapons, they're much more responsible. They're not trigger happy. They're not looking to kill people. They're some of the nicest people you'll ever meet, you know, because they know how dangerous a weapon is, and they're way more responsible about that. And 17-year-olds have no business taking, you know, weapons to school, you know, and I can't judge him, you know, because like maybe he felt threatened, but you know, he at the end of the day he used it, you know, and too bad.
well, and then also like what Andy was saying at the beginning, when you feel threatened and you carry a weapon, it is on you. It's your responsibility to remove yourself from the situation, not to stay and instigate. You know, like that's what legal gun owners and weapon owners know, is that when you're carrying a weapon, it's up to you to leave the situation, because you know that it could end in lethality. It could end in
Right.
someone losing their life.
Yeah, you're a licensed gun holder at that point, so it's like, you know, some people who have dirty guns, they don't care about the law anyhow. So it's like, it's just about people's and their character.
So,
Go
going
ahead,
back
Brandon,
from-
and then I'm gonna continue the story.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, like, look, everybody in this group, I think, agrees. The idea is the person should have tried to de-escalate the situation, whether it's walking away, you know, just going and getting an adult, something of the sort, right? The thing about owning weapons, whether it's a gun or a knife or even a baseball bat, is this. If you're going to go that route, make sure you are the victim. And when I say that, I mean literally, if somebody tries to enter your home and they're standing on your doorstep and they try and turn around and run away and you crack them in the head with a baseball bat, drag them back into your home. Like,
As fucked
And you know
up
what
as it sounds, he's right though. He's right though.
I shouldn't allow this,
Hey,
but he's
hey,
not
hey,
wrong.
Well,
You're going.
Hey,
only
hey,
if you
look,
do
let me
not
ask you
only
something.
if
Hey,
you
let me
do
tell
not
you
have
something.
security
Somebody
camera
is
that you
trying
can't
to run
erase.
away.
Like, let me tell you something. You know who taught me that? My own mother. When I was young, she taught me that when she used to bartend. No, when she used to bartend, the owner of the nightclub told her, if you have to hurt somebody, and let's say they leave the premises or like something like that happens, drag them back in the bar.
All right. Well,
I don't know
with
if that would
that, I'm
stand
gonna hop
up for
off here, guys. I hope
All right.
you all have a good night.
Have a good night.
All right, Eric.
All right.
All right, dude. I hope you don't. Hey, I'm glad you're not getting a black eye tonight.
Fuck you.
All right. So
Later.
when Anthony was initially taken into custody and charged with murder, his bond was set at $1 million. Then came the first major legal controversy, which was the bond hearing. Judge Angela Tucker lowered Anthony's bond from $1 million to $250,000, citing his clean criminal record and his academic and athletic achievements.
He wasn't a bad kid, bro.
Anthony was released on bond the same day. He had been in custody for only 12 days.
Hey, look. Hey, if that judge did that, kudos to him.
According
Like,
to
I'm saying, like, he actually judged him by the character and looked into his background, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing is, I don't think there should have been ever a problem with that, lowering the bond, if there was no reason to believe that he was a threat to society.
According to his release conditions, he must be supervised by an adult at all times and must contact the judge's bailiffs every Friday morning. He was prohibited from using social media or contacting Metcalf's family. This decision by Judge Angela Tucker, a black Republican judge in Collin County, to reduce the bond ignited an immediate and vicious online storm. Tucker was doxxed. Angela Tucker, the judge who lowered the bond, had received multiple threats from unknown people. The FBI and the local sheriff's office had begun investigating those incidents. Then there
Did you also
was
mention both of the families have also received a bunch of
Yes.
doxing and threats and things like that?
yes, they have. I did not mention that, but yes, they have.
The
I think
Metcalfs
it.
were
I
the
think
only
it
ones that
actually.
were
On both
swatted,
sides.
though.
I think it actually comes later
Yeah.
in this.
Oh, okay.
We can definitely say there's racists on both sides of this case for sure.
Within
Absolutely.
Always on.
within hours of the stabbing, the case exploded across social media in ways that would define its entire public life. High-profile X accounts, including End Wokeness and Libs of TikTok, quickly amplified the incident just hours after it occurred on April 12th or on April 2nd, claiming it received zero national coverage and didn't fit the narrative. These posts garnered nearly 50 million views. This framing that a black teenager killing a white teenager has been suppressed because of racial politics became the foundational narrative on one side of the political divide. The fit the narrative framing suggested that the mainstream media only covers black victims killed by white perpetrators, and that the reverse scenario has been deliberately buried. This was factually inaccurate. National media coverage covered the story extensively, but the narrative had already taken hold. Soon after, a fake X account started posting as the Frisco Police Chief Department began disseminating fabricated details about the investigation. The next day, a fake autopsy report would surface on Facebook, falsely claiming that drugs were involved. The fake autopsy was widely shared and claimed that Austin Metcalf had died of a drug overdose rather than a stab wound.
Oh, that's crazy. I never heard that.
I actually did see that. Anthony's family was attacked online after a news report from Daily Mail falsely claimed that he was living in a luxurious $900,000 house due to donations. However, the family had not withdrawn any money from the donations. Both families face the darkest corners of internet harassment. Metcalf's mother and father have both had their homes swatted, with one such incident resulting in SWAT teams showing up at Metcalf's father's home with weapons drawn. Additionally, both Metcalf and Anthony's fathers have been forced to leave their jobs after facing harassment and doxing. Think about that. A father of a murdered boy and a father of an accused murderer were both driven from their jobs by a mob of strangers on the internet. The cancel culture.
Yeah.
Shit.
The grieving father could not go to work. Go ahead.
I just call them the smooth brains, you know, people who like make up their mind before seeing all the evidence.
Oh, like you do when it comes to genocide.
Nah, don't you start this.
I don't know
We have a good flow
We're
going.
not going there. We're not going
I don't know what
there.
you're talking about.
The courts approved Anthony moving to an undisclosed location due to safety concerns, according to NGAN, a nonprofit organization working with Anthony's family. The move was precipitated by an alarming increase in death threats, continued harassment, and physical intimidation targeted at him and his family's home. On April 19th, the group Protect White Americans held a protest at the stadium where Metcalf was killed. Protesters demanded Anthony be returned to police custody until his trial.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Who the fuck is making the Gundam noise?
I'm sorry, that's my phone.
This protest was organized with Austin Metcalf's image on its
I see
flyers.
you're a man of culture as well.
To be fair,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
glad you
Dude,
asked
actually-
about it, 'cause
actually,
I knew
this
it was
is
a Gundam
important.
noise, but I was just going to ask who was having the house crickets.
This is important to note.
Fish.
This protest, the Protect White Americans protest, this protest was organized with Austin Metcalf's images on its flyers. Metcalf's father told the organizer of the protest that he disapproved of these efforts, stating, "You're trying to create a more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything that you do." He also requested that his son's school portrait be removed from the group's website.
Hey, look, I'm glad to see that, because at the end of the day, like, whether it's somebody like George Floyd, now granted, whatever about that situation, we're just going to use it as an example. I'm not calling him a drug addict or anything, because I believe he was, killed by police. But at the end of the day, it's like people will use people in situations like that, whether they know them or not, to further a political agenda. Now, whether it's racism like you're seeing in this case, or, you know, it's, well, we're just call it like it ended up being, a scam like the BLM situation. It's fucked up. It really is fucked up. Like what it's seeming like to me now, after hearing all these details, that neither, like you said earlier, it has nothing to do with race.
Dude, but you're gonna find, as I keep going, that everybody involved directly in this does not want this to be about race. But everybody outside of this situation that does not have a direct link to it is trying to do that. And you're going to see over and over again, this is going to play out as I'm continuing. Because, dude, I'm like not even halfway through this story. And it just keeps coming up over and over again.
Jasmine Crockett, a congresswoman, has recently made it about race.
Yeah, the social justice warriors and activists, they always want to push the agenda.
A flyer advertising a protest. Go ahead.
I just want to throw it out there. So, with everybody agreeing on the simple statement that this isn't about race, so we can all agree.
A kid stabbing another kid.
Right. So we can all agree. Chris, you know what? We're not even gonna.
Don't start this shit.
Hey, fuck you, joke Hitler. You killed my joke. You killed my joke.
I genocided your joke. Get it right.
You knew where I was gonna go with it.
But was it going to actually be a joke, or was it just
the financial response to his case?
You mad, bro?
The financial response to this case reflected its deep political polarization. Anthony's family set up a crowdfunding campaign on GiveSendGo to pay for legal defenses, raising over $515,000 by May 1st. A GiveSendGo fundraiser for Anthony and his family ultimately raised $625,000, while a GoFundMe raiser for Metcalf's family raised just under $600,000, nearly equal amounts. The founder of GiveSendGo company, Jacob Wells, compared the case of those of Kyle Rittenhouse and Daniel Penny, stating that Anthony should be afforded the same presumption of innocence as anyone else. On May 2nd, GiveSendGo turned off the commenting function on Anthony's fundraiser page, citing an unacceptable volume of racist and derogatory remarks. So, now we get to that. That was just... We haven't get. This is the trial. This is the setup. This is pre-trial. This is where you're gonna see me pause a lot because I have issues with how this part goes down. So, a grand jury indicted Anthony on charges of. Okay, I've got to say this because there's this stupid little fucking retard. Actually. Lame piece of shit, you know who I'm talking about, on Facebook that just has to get it. Texas does not have first-degree murder. Texas does not recognize murder in a first, second, third degree. They just have murder. And then they sentence you based on how bad that murder was. So, every time that I say first-degree murder, in case any fucking retards that just don't understand for some fucking reason what I mean the kid's going away for a decent fuck while, and it's a pretty serious situation because it's murder. We all outside of Texas with brains and updated fucking penile codes understand this as first-degree murder. So shut the fuck up.
Hey, bro, and that's fucking bad coming from somebody from Florida.
What?
What are penile?
That I'm just getting that out because it's like it was. I had a 70 comment fucking idiot war with some
No,
fucking
this is-
retard
this is-
about this.
This is way more important. Slender brought up a great point. What is a penile gland, bro?
Shut. Penile code. I said penile codes.
Actually,
No, you said penile gland, bro.
No, he said penile code.
No,
but
he
what is
said
a
what?
penile?
Oh, okay, okay.
said-
What
I
is
think,
a
dude,
penile
that was the fucking Texas bullshit penile code shit that he was citing to me.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
how
I
it
was like,
sounds.
Wait,
like,
are you
I don't
mean a
think that
penal
word
code?
means what you think it means.
Penile,
Hey,
penile,
hey, hey.
fucking whatever. All right.
Penile is something different.
I'll show you.
To me,
No,
it
no,
was
it
penile.
absolutely
Penile
is
code.
Slender. That's why I got started. for a
Slender.
second.
Don't throw me the fuck off, okay?
All right,
I'm out of
Hey,
here.
hey,
All right,
hey.
guys, I'm gonna have to go ahead and hit the Dusty Trail. But before I go, I just want to leave y'all with this.
Oh,
All right.
Whoa, wait, the Dusty Trail?
That's right.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
Slender, you gonna fucking
do you not-
you
do
gonna
you not
not see
Family
all
Guy,
our
bro?
shit
What the
tonight?
fuck?
What's going on? We all
Do you
don't
not
talk with
fam-
a fucking proper accent, sir.
Do you not Family Guy?
Hey.
Oh, I guess we're just ignoring the phrasing. But yeah, you know.
Yeah, the old
What's
Dusty
wrong,
Trail.
my friend?
Do you not Family Guy, bro?
You know, like
Hey.
I love this podcast because this is gonna be the only topic tonight.
Why don't you Family Guy? Why don't you Family Guy, Slender?
I'll show you my penile code.
Why didn't you catch the reference to old Dusty Trail?
I mean, anyway.
Why don't we get to the next topic?
No, we're not
Have
we're
a
not
good
done
night,
here.
Andy.
Anyway, let Andy.
He's
speak
his
his
monkey's
piece,
been
yeah.
pretty much like dancing around.
Have
I
a
don't say
good
dancing
night.
around, but he's been like going around that point. Yeah, like I said, like he said before, there's a lot of people who have fuck all to do with this actual situation, with no connection to the situation or any people involved in the situation. They're trying to make this something that it's not. So we owe it to ourselves as critical thinking, living, breathing human beings with cognitive abilities, and we aren't fucking retards to recognize this shit when we see it and not just make it
Word.
something it's not.
It's not team sports.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
At the end of the day, it's just two kids that got hyphy with each other, and one took things a little too far, not even knowing the legality of what he was doing at the time.
Do that.
Right.
Thank you.
Pretty much all it is.
All right.
All
So
right.
with that, I wish best of luck to each and every
Have
one
a
of you
good
guys.
have a
You guys
good.
have a great night. I love you
Thank
all.
you, Andy.
Hey, until next time.
All right. So, a grand jury indicted him on first-degree murder, as we understand it. Okay.
Well, we just got through saying that first degree murder isn't an option in Texas.
Hey, listen.
He just said it was.
I'm gonna explain
don't
it
have that in
again.
Texas.
I'll explain it one
Yeah.
more time without yelling at it because it probably didn't come out of your computer speakers cleanly. But Texas doesn't have first, second, third degree murder.
Right.
They just have murder. Okay? But the way this is sentenced and the way this is, the amount of years that like the severity of the crime, the amount of years that they're turning the kid for, we would understand that outside of Texas as first degree murder. So when they say first degree murder, it's because of how bad the murder is and what they're trying to charge him for and sentence him for. So that's how
Because
we're
they have
gonna
different penal codes.
yeah. Because they have different penal, whatever.
Penile
codes.
code.
All
I'll
right.
show you my penile code.
Monkey, what are you thinking about over there?
He's thinking about my penile
I'm
code.
thinking about uploading my penile. All
Your
right.
penile code. You're
All right,
trying to
so-
put your penile code into my server.
Penal. All right. So,
Penial.
in response to
Penile.
the media frenzy, the presiding judge has issued a gag order prohibiting public comments from attorneys, witnesses, and family members to protect the integrity of the trial. The gag order became necessary because the swirly pool of commentary was threatening to contaminate the jury pool. It doesn't say it in my report here, but this gag order really pisses off Austin's dad, which is probably why the gag order was necessary.
Did you see what he said after the gag order was released?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was funny.
Wait, what did he
Anthony-
say?
He made
He's
a
like,
whole video.
"Fuck you."
You can look
To the
at it.
parents.
Why is this taking up the whole podcast when we got other things to talk
He
Dude,
about?
called
we-
Carmelo a watermelon criminal.
Dude, we've got this and Legos, okay? We don't have much to
Yeah,
talk about.
hey, look, it's taking up the whole
Things that are
podcast
happening
because
in
black
Iran.
Rick, it's taking up the whole podcast because black people.
Yeah.
That's why.
Whoa, whoa.
That's the only explanation I can give you.
whoa. Slow your roll.
No.
It's taking up the
no.
whole
Look,
podcast. There's a bunch of shit.
It has
It's
nothing to
an
do with-
ending.
it has
It's an
nothing to do
ending
with
of a
racism.
trial. It's the ending of a trial, so we finally have all the information, so we get to actually have a convo about it. That's what.
Yeah,
it
and
is.
what-
Started with
and
Bricks
also-
Minifigs, 'cause
and
we could've just
also-
gone through that one quick.
And also
it's
the
just a
other
small
reason
update.
is because, well, people were interested in the case, which means, you know,
Yeah, hey,
a situation.
yeah. Thank you, Brandon. By the way, guys, just to let you know, your host to viewers. This is what we're entertaining.
Viewers.
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not entertaining you. I'm entertaining them.
Yeah, like, why do you think I let you call me a groiper?
they want to talk about this.
I don't know.
So-
Mine don't seem to be too carrying on this one. I mean, Dark is probably still in the chat watching.
Alright, well,
he's a dedicated fan.
Mines are totally about this right now because it's all we've been talking about all fucking day today and yesterday. So
At the mouth.
I'm leaving no stone. I'm leaving no stone unturned because I do not want to be accused of ignoring this.
Yeah.
So
Wait, let them accuse you of ignoring it and call you racist. Why not?
Chris.
So Anthony's trial was set to begin on June 1st. That meant the case would marinate in public discourse for over a year before any courtroom proceedings began. This is the jury selection part is where I'm gonna be debating a lot. I'm sure it's gonna be against Slender. Jury selection began on June 1st. Prospective jurors arrived at Collin County amid very tight security. Jury pool was enormous. The final 18-member jury was seated following an extensive screening process that combed through a pool of roughly 500 prospective jurors. The jury selection itself became one of the most contested moments in the entire case. During jury selection, both sides were given 1 hour and 45 minutes to question potential jurors. Assistant DA Mitchell pressed the pool on whether they could listen to the evidence with an open mind and follow the law to render a verdict, even when dealing with a young defendant. The questioning took an unusual turn when Mitchell asked if race would affect anyone's ability to determine guilt. After a handful of people admitted it could, Mitchell noted that in his entire career, he had never had to have such an explicit conversation about race with a jury panel. Then came the pivotal point of the controversy in the jury selection, which was the removal of every black juror from the panel. The prosecution dismissed all qualified black jurors, arguing that the case was race neutral, a move that the defense challenged and the judge ultimately allowed. Defense attorney Mike Howard launched a formal Batson challenge, objecting to the prosecution's final 3 preemptory strikes and alleging that the systemic dismissal of the remaining black candidates was racially motivated. Though those 3 were 100% of the available African American jurors in the strike zone. I'm going to stop here. This is my big problem in the case.
Racism.
Yeah, I knew where you were going with that, man.
This
yeah,
is
look. Hey, the one thing
Something to
none of
say
us
about
could
this.
deny, one thing none of us could deny from the start of this, is since Texas is involved, you best believe they are going to be racist shit about everything.
That's not.
Do you know who else was on the jury though?
You know,
Who?
No,
I
you know
can
what?
support-
I can answer that before I say anything, because I know that one's coming right up off the gate. 3 Asians, 1 Middle Eastern woman, 1 Hispanic.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it
it wasn't
doesn't.
all
half the
white.
jury right
it
there.
wasn't all white.
So
But no. Look.
three,
Hold on.
three Asians.
Let's get-
What do you think those Asians looked like?
Let's get something very
The
clear.
white Asians.
Let's get something very clear. How
Which
are those
by-
3 Asians?
Not
How are-
to mention. By the way, just to make
I need to ask you.
just to
I
make a
need to ask
passing.
you
Hold
right-
on, Brandon. Just to make a passing comment. The Asian
Yeah.
community ain't exactly friendly with the black community right now.
There we go.
Do you know why?
Right. Because of
yeah, we know why. Right?
Because of a shop owner and a little boy.
I don't think
Rodney
it matters,
Do you
bro.
know-
I think
do you
they
know-
could have had
do you-
18 Mexicans
Hey,
on the
hold on,
jury,
hold on.
and it still would have been the same fucking verdict.
That I'm glad you said that because it goes
Are
to
we
what
going
I'm
to
going
get
to say.
into the Rick Chow case?
18
The
Mexicans.
Cyrus case?
I actually
Because that
want to,
jury
but
actually did have black people in it.
I actually want to, but I don't
Yeah.
because I want to
It's
do it
funny
in the
'cause
way
the
that we're
Mexicans
doing it
laughing
here
at
with this one.
Mexicans.
I'm probably gonna do that one next week.
Well-
But yes, that one's on the docket. Yes,
Because
100%.
that jury
That
did
one's
have
on the
black people
docket.
on it. So,
Yeah, no, that
already
that
this
one I
is
have
showing-
a
I got them
whole.
to say.
but then let's also
That one I
just,
have a
in
whole
general,
other thing.
In general, let's just take regular statistics, and unbiased, just statistically, just going by race, white people are generally the most neutral.
Yeah. Well,
That's
Yeah.
you know,
statistics.
I got them to
Oh,
say
man.
also about the black jurors being kicked off.
I'm gonna let everybody talk and then I'm gonna go. So go ahead.
I know.
So
some of
what
us
I
said
have to say about the
kicked
black
off.
jurors being kicked off is that, statistically, it's been shown that black people are more likely to acquit if it's a black person that's being tried, if it's a black person who's in the defense. And I referenced the O.J. Simpson trial, where black people who were on the jury for the O.J. Simpson trial came out years later and confessed that the reason that they acquitted was because they just didn't want to see another black man sent to jail. So I think, for the sake of true, impartiality, that's why they were kicked off. Not because it's like, oh, we hate black people, we don't want to see black people in the jury. It's because, unfortunately,
That's
due to
again part of the
statistics.
statistics. Yep.
Right. Due to statistics, black people tend to protect their own people, which doesn't help, in the process of trying to find justice in regards to the facts.
I just want to know when society's going to get to the point where they forget about race and just start looking at good and evil instead of race.
Right.
Well, when
Well,
we
so
stop,
here's the thing.
when
There's a lot of
we
people
stop
that do
doing
that.
shit like this,
No, there's a lot of people that already do that, but there's too many people that are too tribal still out there, too loud about being tribal, that
Yep.
get other people riled up. And
Team
we've
sports
even
is what
seen
I
it
call
during
it.
this whole thing. Yes, we've seen it during this whole trial itself. Like, look at the people that were in support of Carmelo outside of the courthouse and everything every day, how they were acting constantly. Whereas we
Right.
saw the
Or
other side
for
just
example,
standing there respectfully and everything. But I mean,
or
it's
a
not
good
like-
example of like the polarity is the comments that were made on Carmelo's GoFundMe, where people were making comments like, "I hope the knife makes a full recovery."
Right. But here's the say, it's just stereotype because statistically and by data, it is more prevalent. However, I've been seeing more and more on social media people that are just outright fed up with their own what is considered the black community, the black culture, where they are just now straight up calling it nigger culture. They themselves
Yeah,
are calling it that
Hey,
because they know that's what it is.
Well, it's true
Hey,
because
look,
you have,
in-
because there are conservative black people, but it
Brandon-
seems that it seems that the liberal black people are the ones that are more tribalistic and willing to look the other way. And, I've had this conversation.
Oh
I've had-
shit, bro! Why is he? See, like the fact that he's not talking about Jews right now, like he literally
Oh my-
is
why
like
does-
saying all the correct things.
There's a little.
Wait,
Like-
hold on. Let me finish what I was saying. I've had this conversation before with
No, you're
some
right.
of the black people that I know. Yeah, that
No, you're
on the
fucking
liberal
right.
side,
Like,
on the liberal side, there's black people who look the other way at the bad behavior within their own community because they justify it because in their mind they believe that it's a justified, legitimate response to the oppression that they think that they are under. They feel like victims under the system.
Bitch, it's 2026. Ain't nobody oppressed. Nobody is oppressed.
Exactly. But this is why they excuse the bad behavior within their own community and sometimes even celebrate it, because they see it as a way for them to lash back at the system that they feel is oppressing them. You know,
So
and it's not right. It's not right. It doesn't exist. You know, black people can do the same things that any white person can nowadays, and the law equally protects both. So the oppression isn't there, but
So-
that's why they excuse the bad behavior.
So, I think removing the 3 black jurors was wrong. At least kept one of them, but the reason is multifaceted. So, to answer something that Chris said, which like it wasn't gonna originally be a part of my argument, but I'm gonna make it because it's a good point. Consider the location of the venue that this trial is under. It is a very, very, very conservative red state. Everybody there is a conservative. Black and white. Asian, whatever. The conservatives mass outweigh liberals. So the liberal black people that would favor the fucking far and few in between in that area. But
Right, so it
secondly,
wasn't really like fully.
Hey, yo,
wasn't a whole
I
lot
think
with politics on
Texas-
this one.
I think Texas may actually make up the majority of conservatives in the Midwest just by itself.
But secondly, these 3 jurors had already survived a process, okay? Because somewhere in this, people have brought up to me on the right, oh, well, there was a juror that said that they didn't, and it's true, there was a juror that said that they didn't know that if they could send one of their own to jail for life. And that juror was fast and quickly disqualified. But that wasn't one of the 3 jurors in the final selection process that the prosecution used their preemptive strikes to get rid of. And then they used a race-neutral argument to justify it. My problem with the argument is that they said that we didn't want race to be a part of the decision making.
Where did you get? Who said that was the argument made?
It says it right here. The judge's decision, presiding. Judge reviewed the prospective jurors' questionnaires, overruled the defense's objection, and officially denied the
No,
Batson
what
challenge,
is the
allowing the
source of that? Where are you
this
getting
time Emerald Booking. So one of those guys. Here, I'll link it to you.
Yeah, because this is the first I'm hearing this about being part of. Because all I heard part of the process was, of course, the racial bias and educators K through 12.
No, there was they had to go
everybody-
through a questionnaire and then an interview process that was like an
Yeah.
hour and 45 long.
Right.
Yeah, to
Per
become a
side.
juror
I
in
haven't
any
heard about this one. I haven't heard about this part that you're bringing up. I've only heard about other parts.
So
well, you know, to become a juror, they ask everybody a set of questions to see
yeah, they
whether
do.
or not they're
They do.
biased or
And
not.
they
Yes,
fail them
yes,
on those
no,
questions.
We've done yes.
So
yes,
these
we've been a
3
part of
jurors, have already survived the process. The way they get eliminated is the pros uses, they have 3 preemptive strikes. The pros uses 3 strikes to get the jury out, and their argument against the Batson challenge that the defense proposes is they gave a race neutral reason. They basically said, we don't want race to be involved in any of the decision making when it comes to the verdict. So we're removing the possibility of that. My argument to that argument is that's oxymoronic. You're basically making race the issue. If you are disqualifying jurors because they're black, because you don't want them to make decisions on the verdict because they're black, you're in effect affecting the verdict because of the race that you're trying to avoid affecting the verdict for. It just makes no sense. One, and then 2, I'm tired of pretending that in this country optics don't matter. Optics fucking matter. And I wanted, let me finish. I wanted LWOP hand delivered by a jury with at least one black person on it. That way, I didn't have to spend the next 15 fucking hours on the internet arguing with people about it. I wanted this to be
could just show them the data and
slam.
not argue.
I wanted this to be as it was because the case on its merits is fucking slam dunk murder.
So
100%,
why didn't they get
100% without a fucking shadow of a doubt. You could have put 100 black people on that fucking jury. It is 1000% fucking murder. Just based on the merits alone. So we didn't need to play this game.
No, because we've already seen, just based on the merits alone, people will ignore that and still would have found him not guilty. Because of
Or that would have
tribalism.
been a hung jury.
No, because they got rid of the
Or there
people
would have
that
been a
answered. They got rid of the people that answered in that way. The
And
three
do you
people.
think everybody answered honestly the entire time?
Rick,
Yes, in that state, yes.
Rick, drink some fucking water.
No, I'm having a cramp.
Again, did
Drink
you
some
send me
fucking
what
water.
the source is for this of where? Because I wanted, we have to see a full scope.
It's because
of
I got
how-
adjusted today.
Drink some water. That's
Well, but you know, kind of going off of what the judge's response was, it really shouldn't matter what race the jury is. You know, we should all be.
It's ultimately,
you know,
to me, it doesn't. But optically, right now in 2026, kind of does. So I'm
And I
tired.
see what you mean because, I see what you mean because, like for example, in the case where that Asian man shot the black boy who stole from his gas station or whatever,
Mhm.
it helps that there were black people on the jury to say, look, it was completely
Yeah,
impartial.
'cause-
Even the black jurors.
Because
Agreed.
just to give you a prequel to that conversation, Slender, that one is done like that one's slam dunk 100%. That one's done fucking by the book too. And in that one, it's like less of an argument because of the jury makeup there. Like I wanted that same kind of argument here. I didn't want to have any conversation about this. The reason this is a whole podcast episode today is because of how long and how many
so
hours I've
you were
spent on this with
You're
people.
misexplaining something because you said it's a race-neutral explanation. It was a race-neutral explanation. Those three remaining jurors were educators, K through 12 educators, and they did not want K through 12 teachers on the jury.
That makes even less. For what? Why?
Because they would be more
Because
lenient
they
on
might
a
have emotional
child.
feelings.
That's
Yeah.
not how.
They might have emotional.
That's not even a
connections.
part of their argument, though.
That was the race-neutral explanations.
No, their race neutral explanation was they didn't want race being included in the verdict. They never even considered age. Like that's not in any of this.
So race-neutral means not partaking of race being a part of it. But you're saying that using race, that is using race. That wouldn't be race-neutral then.
It was a
You're misunderstanding
BS.
something.
No, I understand what you're saying. It was a BS reason, in my
was the reason?
opinion.
The reason
whether
was
you-
they didn't want K through 12 educators.
That is a bullshit reason to pull the three jurors. I'm sorry, that's a bullshit reason. It's
They
a
would have pulled
bullshit
any
reason.
of them that for any race for being that.
It's
The real underlying reason-
it's still a bullshit reason.
No, it's not,
They were
because
perfectly
statistically-
qualified. They even said
Statistically,
they were.
I hear-
statistically, teachers of K through 12 would be more lenient on a student.
Yeah, and you know, I hear what Monkey's saying. That like that's the cover
That
reason,
should
and then
have,
the real reason is
honest to God truth, because of optics, that should have been overlooked.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you know,
probably.
Like what Monkey's saying is right, and I think the real reason is because of what we were discussing earlier, with the statistics being that black people are more likely to acquit their own people.
That's truly what they got. They used another reason to fucking make it okay legally. That's truly what they were after.
Yeah.
And to pretend
I agree
otherwise,
with that.
and
I
to
agree- I
pretend
agree with that
otherwise,
sentiment,
Slender is
yeah.
super disingenuous. By the way.
I mean, without actually like being the person making the arguments or anything like that, and then just assuming?
That's
How is that?
buddy,
How is that
buddy,
being disingenuous?
buddy, you're being disingenuous.
No, you're the one being disingenuous. You're making an argument from your feeling, making a moral grandstand, and then saying, then you're saying, if you think otherwise, you're wrong.
I'm not. That's not what I said.
Well,
That is basically what you
I'm
just
not
did.
saying it's 100%
Yes.
true. I'm just saying it's like that's the way I can see it as well. You know, it
Thank
may or
you.
may not be the case, but I can kind of see it.
And I never
You know,
said I
they're like,
couldn't
oh, it's a
see
bunch
it
of
that
black
way,
people,
but
they're
I'm
gonna quit.
telling you what the case is.
Slender. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on.
You already know I am unbiased.
You're
completely. I
so
am not going to
quick
take one
find-
side.
You're so quick to find the other explanation to be contrarian. They're sitting
No,
in fucking
it's not about being
Texas,
contrarian.
Slender.
It's about
They're
what the
sitting-
actuality is.
Slender. They're sitting. in
You're just making
fucking
assumptions.
Texas.
Again, you're making assumptions again.
No, I'm not pretending to be ignorant. I'm not pretending to be ignorant. You're being coy.
You're actually just making assumptions, assuming that there could be no other possibility. Again.
There is.
I mean, it may be possible that the
Right.
reason they gave is the legitimate reason.
Even with
But I
that
think it's
possibility,
because-
Slender, it's a bullshit reason and it should have been overlooked and the Batson challenge should have been accepted because optically speaking, they should have been fucking able to convict with one black juror. I don't give a fuck if they were a teacher. It was cut and dry fucking murder. Ray Charles could have seen that. And that's what I wanted.
Well, then
I
you should have been
wanted
the
a
one. You
I
should have
wanted
been
an
you should have
in-
been the lawyer making the argument.
I
then. Now,
wish
shouldn't
I
you
was.
have?
I fucking wish
Well,
I
then
was.
you weren't
But
there. You
I
weren't
wanted-
there. So
but
shut
since
up.
I'm not, but since I'm not, and I'm a fucking podcaster that lives in America that can just say what the fuck he wants. And by the way, I can
That's
do
right.
this. So
you
shut
can
the
say
fuck
what you
up.
want.
Thank
That-
you.
No, I'm sorry.
I
But I can mute you on my stream. That's fine. No one will hear you on my stream. Since you want to do that, I mean, we can play it twice. I have more viewers than you, bud. We can say exactly what we want when we want. I can just mute you on my stream. No one will hear you. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you know then. All right. Goodbye. If that's how you want to play it, I mean, yeah, I'll just leave. Look,
Yeah.
you can have your opinion. I'm not saying
Yeah,
you
they
can't
shut
have your
down the
opinion.
Negro
I
vote.
was
That's-
just
But the fu-
explaining
honestly,
what the actual
Optically, I
reason
wanted an
given was.
fucking arguable
That's
conviction.
fine. That's fine. I was
Yeah,
just
That
you wanted this
giving
not to be
the
populist.
actual
You
reason
wanted this
because
not
you
to
were
be a
saying
question. Yeah.
you
Thank
were just saying
I
what
wanted
you assumed
no
was the
question
reason.
on it.
It's a done deal already.
You
So
know what?
it's-
Goodbye. We're going to mute them. I'm heading out. And then we are going to take care, everyone. You all have a good night. I guess we'll I don't know what they're doing because I guess they're just muting me over here. But everyone else, we're just going to what are you talking about? You keep muting me. It said I was muted at
sign
the top.
off. Fucking sign off, dude.
It said I was muted at the top.
You aren't muted. You're not
Only for
muted.
like 2 seconds.
The banner was up there until he just said I wasn't muted.
You know, dog, go ahead, dude. Like, sign off. Like, sound dumb.
Are you
I
going
don't
to
know.
keep muting me? I do have to go soon, but are you going
Do
to
you
keep
get
muting
to?
me?
Are you going to dictate to me what I can say on my fucking podcast?
I never said what you can or cannot say.
Oh, well, did you just tell me to shut the fuck up because I wasn't a lawyer in the case? Did you say that?
Oh my god.
Excuse me, did you say that, yes or no? Did you say
That
that,
wasn't
yes or
about-
no? Answer the question or I
about
boot
your
you. Answer the
opinion.
question or I boot you.
That wasn't about your opinion.
Answer
You were
the question.
saying how
Yes
it should be
or
done.
No. Yes or no,
Okay,
or I
that's what
boot you.
thought.
Well, in the
Yeah.
fuck.
You know what? Everyone else, you can all take care. I guess we're going to have another episode or something another time. I don't know what's going on with them today, since they want to just keep muting me and then they want to make assumptions of what is being said or not. But you all take care. We'll have a next, maybe we'll have a better episode next time. But I have to go now. It is time to say goodbye.